Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Muhammad Ajmer, and today I will talk on the second lecture of surface chemistry. The topics which I will cover in this lecture is the adsorption and adsorption isotherms, which will include Freundlich and Langmuir adsorption isotherms in detail. The key concepts which will be covered in this lecture: adsorption and its types, difference in adsorption and absorption, adsorption isotherm, types of adsorption isotherms, and a detail about Freundlich and Langmuir adsorption isotherms. First of all, what is adsorption? The term adsorption was actually introduced by Kaiser in 1881, and this phenomena can be defined as the phenomena of higher concentration of any species of solid, liquid or gas at the surface than in the bulk of a material. It means कि अगर हम किसी एक सब्सटेंस को किसी दूसरी सब्सटेंस में ऐड करते हैं, तो दूसरी सब्सटेंस में जो हम पहली सब्सटेंस जो हम ऐड कर रहे हैं दूसरी सब्सटेंस में, वो उस दूसरी सब्सटेंस की सरफेस पे ज़्यादा रहती है और उसके बल्क में कम जाती है, तो फिर हम इस फिनोमेना को एडसॉर्प्शन कहते हैं. एंड दिस फिनोमेना कैन आल्सो बी डिफाइंड एज the phenomena of concentration of molecules of a gas or liquid at the solid surface. Mostly the solid surfaces are used for the adsorption of any gaseous or liquid substance as shown in this figure. Here is another figure which also shows the adsorption of gas molecules on the activated charcoal. Here are some important terms which are used in adsorption. First of all, adsorbent. The solid that takes up a gas, vapor or a solute from a solution, that is known as an adsorbent. It means this is the material on which another material or another substance is adsorbed or is attached. So this is known as adsorbent. The second term is adsorbate. The gas vapors are the solute which is held to the surface of the solid. This is known as adsorbate. It means अब adsorbate की surface पे जो material आके adsorb होता है, उस material को हम adsorbate कहते हैं. The third term in this adsorption process is desorption. This desorption is actually reverse of the adsorption, and this is the process of removal of adsorbed substances from the surface on which it is absorbed or it is adsorbed. Here is an example where the adsorbate species are adsorbed on the surface of an adsorbent. Some commonly used adsorbents are silica, activated charcoal, alumina, bentonite clay, zeolites, and bagasse. Examples of adsorption. Adsorption of a dye by a charcoal is a very common example which is also carried out in laboratory experiments. A finely divided charcoal is stirred into a dilute solution of methylene blue, which is an organic dye. The depth of the color of the solution decreases appreciably. It means methylene blue, which has a very deep blue color, when activated charcoal is added in the solution of methylene blue and it is stirred, then color of the methylene blue solution decreases. It means methylene blue moves from the solution and adsorbed on the surface of the charcoal. So the dye molecules have been adsorbed by the charcoal particles. Another example is adsorption of a gas by charcoal. Charcoal had also tendency to absorb different gases on its surface, such as sulfur dioxide, chlorine, or ammonia. So if a gas is treated with powdered charcoal in a closed vessel, the gas pressure is found to decrease. The gas molecules concentrate on charcoal surface and are said to be adsorbed. Therefore, the pressure of the gas is also decreased because quantity of gas is decreasing in gaseous state and that gas is being adsorbed on the surface of the charcoal. Now, what is the difference between adsorption and absorption? Absorption is also a term which is related to the adsorption. Absorption is a phenomena in which the particles of gas or liquid uniformly distribute throughout. It means both on the surface and in the bulk, the particles of the gas or liquid are uniformly distribute. जितनी इनकी कंसंट्रेशन किसी एक मटेरियल के बल्क में होगी, उतनी ही कंसंट्रेशन उस मटेरियल के सरफेस पे भी अगर हो तो फिर इस प्रोसेस को हम एब्जॉर्प्शन कहते हैं। अगर हम एक सब्सटेंस ए को किसी सब्सटेंस बी में ऐड कर रहे हैं तो ए जब बी में ऐड होता है तो बी में ऐड होने के बाद वो एक होमोजीनियस उसके अंदर अगर वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करता है थ्रू आउट द बी, यानी उसकी सरफेस पे भी और उसके बल्क में भी उसकी एक जैसी अमाउंट हो, देन दैट प्रोसेस इज नोन एज एब्जॉर्प्शन. This absorption is therefore known as bulk phenomena and it occurs at uniform rate. An example of this process is the anhydrous calcium chloride absorbs water. This water is not only retained on the surface of calcium chloride, but it penetrates into the bulk structure of the calcium chloride. Now, contrary to the absorption, if we look at the adsorption, then it's a phenomena in which the higher concentration of particles of gas or liquid on the surface than in the bulk. It means अब जो किसी एक मटेरियल को हम दूसरे मटेरियल में जब हम ऐड करते हैं तो वो मटेरियल उसमें यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं होता, वो उसके सरफेस पे ज़्यादा रहता है और उसके बल्क में कम होता है. So this is a surface phenomena, and this phenomena is rapid in the beginning but slowly decreases. An example of the adsorption is the adsorption of water on silica gel. सिलिका जेल जो है ये वाटर को एड्जॉर्ब करता है, तो सिलिका जेल के जो पार्टिकल्स होते हैं वाटर उनकी सरफेस के ऊपर मौजूद रहता है और उनके बल्क में ट्रांसफ़र नहीं होता इतना. Here is a demonstration of the adsorption and absorption with the help of a figure. This red color particle is showing the adsorbate and the black color particles are representing the red color particle is representing adsorbent, while these black color particles are representing adsorbate. In case of absorption, these adsorbate molecules penetrate into the structure or into the bulk of the material of the adsorbent, while in case of adsorption, the molecules of the or the particles of the adsorbate mostly remain or concentrate on the surface of the adsorbent. And now, mechanism of the adsorption or the driving force for the process of adsorption. Adsorption is a surface phenomena and it arises because of unbalanced forces on the surface of the liquids. The surface is under tension due to unbalanced forces because the molecule which is present on the surface of a material is not experiencing the same intermolecular forces as the molecules which are present in the bulk, because in the molecules which are present in the bulk are surrounded by the similar molecules from all other sides, but the molecules which are present at the surface, they are not surrounded by the same molecules from the above side or from the interface side. So the surface of the solid or liquid tends to satisfy their residual forces by attracting and retaining the molecules of other species when brought in contact with them. तो इनकी सरफेस पे जो मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं वो हाई एनर्जी के हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि उन मॉलिक्यूल्स की जो एनर्जी है वो बैलेंस नहीं होती जैसा कि बल्क में मौजूद मॉलिक्यूल्स की होती है। तो सरफेस में हाई एनर्जी मॉलिक्यूल्स जो हैं वो अपनी एनर्जी को डिक्रीज़ करने के लिए किसी दूसरी सब्सटेंस के साथ बॉन्डिंग बना लेते हैं। ये बॉन्डिंग आगे फिज़िकल या केमिकल हो सकती है। सो इनकी इस हाई एनर्जी ऑफ सरफेस की वजह से ये एडजॉर्प्शन का प्रोसेस होता है, या जो ड्राइविंग फोर्स है एडजॉर्प्शन के प्रोसेस की, दैट इज़ दी हाई एनर्जी ऑफ सरफेस मॉलिक्यूल्स। और ये हाई एनर्जी क्यों होती है? दैट इज़ ड्यू टू द अनबैलेंस्ड फोर्सेस ऑफ द on the molecules which are present at the surface of a substance. Types of adsorption. The adsorption of a gas into a solid surface is mainly of two types. ये adsorption of liquid on a solid surface भी हो सकती है। तो physical adsorption is the first type and chemical adsorption or chemisorption is the second type. What is the physical adsorption? The physical adsorption is due to the gas molecules being held to the solid surface by van der Waals attractive forces. It means ये जो type of forces type of adsorption है, ये है on the type of based upon the type of bond between adsorbent and adsorbate. So if there is a physical bond between adsorbate and adsorbent, then the adsorption is known as physical adsorption, and if there is a chemical bond between adsorbate and adsorbent, then the adsorption is known as chemical adsorption. So if we want to define these two terms properly, then the physical adsorption can be defined as this is due to the gas molecules being held to the solid surface by van der Waals attractive forces. It is also referred to as van der Waals adsorption. For example, adsorption of hydrogen or oxygen on charcoal is physical adsorption. The chemical adsorption. In this kind of adsorption, the gas molecules or atoms are held to the solid surface by chemical bonds. These bonds may be covalent or ionic in nature. For example, hydrogen is chemisorbed on nickel as shown in this figure. Hydrogen molecules is first adsorbed by van der Waals forces and then dissociates. The hydrogen atoms are thus chemisorbed on nickel. It means जब हाइड्रोजन के मॉलिक्यूल्स निकल की सरफेस के करीब पहुंचते हैं, तो पहले ये निकल की सरफेस के साथ एक फिजिकल बॉन्डिंग करते हैं, और उस फिजिकल बॉन्डिंग में ये होता है कि हाइड्रोजन का जो मॉलिक्यूल है वो मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्म में निकल की सरफेस के साथ अटैच होता है। लेकिन जस्ट आफ्टर सम टाइम ऑफ इट्स अटैचमेंट, अब हाइड्रोजन हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड ब्रेक होना शुरू होता है और हाइड्रोजन निकल बॉन्ड इस्टेब्लिश होना शुरू हो जाता है। सो दिस इज़ अ केमिकल फिनोमेना कि जिनमें जो एडजॉर्बेट है वो एडजॉर्बेट इंटरेक्शन को ब्रेक कर रहा है, और एडजॉर्बेंट के दरमियान एक इंटरेक्शन डेवलप हो रहा है, एंड दैट इंटरेक्शन इज़ अ केमिकल इंटरेक्शन। और मोस्टली ये होता है कि एडजॉर्प्शन और ये जो दोनों फिजिकल और केमिकल एडजॉर्प्शन हैं, ये दोनों simultaneously हो रही होती हैं. So often adsorption is a combination of the two types of adsorption stated above. And now the factors affecting the adsorption. The adsorption of gases by solid adsorbents has certain characteristic features. Physical adsorption and chemisorption are found to differ in many respects, and there are many factors which affect the process of adsorption. For example, the first factor is the surface area. Since the adsorption is a surface phenomena, therefore the extent of adsorption depends on the surface area. An increase in the surface area of the adsorbent increases the total amount of the gas adsorbed, or whatever the adsorbate is. The amount of that adsorbate will be increased. And this is the reason that finely divided metals like platinum or nickel, and porous substances like charcoal and silica, which have very large surface area, are considered as the best solid adsorbents. The second factor which affects the process of adsorption is the nature of gas or nature of the adsorbate. The amount of gas adsorbed by a solid depends on the nature of the gas. In general, more easily liquefiable gas the more readily will it be absorbed. और वो गैसेस जो ज़्यादा इजीली लिक्विफाई हो जाती हैं वो ऐसी गैसेस होती हैं जिनका क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर हाई होता है. Thus 1 gram of activated charcoal absorbs 380 ml of sulfur dioxide, which has critical temperature of 157 degrees centigrade, and only 16 ml of methane, which has critical temperature of minus 83 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. सो ये एग्जांपल हमें ये बता रही हैं कि जो लो क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर है जिन गैसेस का उनकी कम अमाउंट एब्जॉर्ब होती है और जिनका क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा है उनकी ज़्यादा अमाउंट एब्जॉर्ब हो रही है. एंड अनदर एग्जांपल इज़ 4.5 ml ऑफ हाइड्रोजन is also adsorbed on 1 gram of the activated charcoal, और हाइड्रोजन जो है इसका क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर है 20 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. Chemisorption, on the other hand, is much more specific than physical adsorption. However, it will not occur, meaning chemisorption will not occur when there is some possibility of chemical action between the gas adsorbed and the solid. अगर वो सॉलिड और गैस आपस में केमिकली रिएक्ट करके कोई न्यू सब्सटेंस बना देते हैं तो देन दैट विल नॉट बी एन any process of adsorption, that will be another chemical reaction. Heats of adsorption is another factor which affects the process of adsorption. Heat of adsorption is defined as the energy liberated when 1 gram mole of a gas is adsorbed on solid surface. In physical adsorption, gas molecules concentrate on the solid surface. Thus, it is similar to the condensation of a gas into a liquid. Therefore, adsorption, like condensation, is an exothermic process. Since the attractions between gas molecules and solid surface are due to relatively weak van der Waals forces, heats of adsorption are small, about 5 kilocalories per mole in case of physisorption or physical adsorption. However, in case of chemisorption or chemical adsorption, the attractive forces are due to formation of true chemical bonds. Therefore, heats of adsorption are large in case of chemisorption or chemical adsorption, and these are 20 to 100 kilocalories per mole. And now the reversible character. Physical adsorption is a reversible process. The gas adsorbed on a solid can be removed or desorbed under reverse conditions of temperature and pressure. Thus, we can represent by this phenomena, or this physisorption or reversible adsorption can be represented by this reversible arrows between gas and gas solid material. The chemisorption, on contrary, is not reversible because of the formation of chemical bond on the surface. Effect of temperature. Physical adsorption occurs rapidly at low temperature and decreases with increasing temperature according to Le-Chatelet principle. Chemisorption, on the other hand, like most chemical changes, generally increases with temperature. Thus, a rise of temperature can often cause physical adsorption to change to chemisorption. Nitrogen, for example, is physically adsorbed on iron at 190 degrees centigrade, but chemisorbed to form a nitride at 500 degrees centigrade. Effect of pressure. Since a dynamic equilibrium exists between the adsorbed gas and the gas in contact with the solid, as stated previously in section 4, Le-Chatelet's principle is applied. Actually, it has been found that increase of pressure leads to increase of adsorption and decrease of pressure causes desorption. So this is the net result of the effect of pressure, that increase of pressure leads to increase of adsorption and decrease of pressure leads to desorption process. And finally, the thickness of the adsorbed layer of gas is also a factor which affects the adsorption process. From a study of the isotherms relating to the amount of gas adsorbed to the equilibrium pressure, Langmuir showed that at low pressure, the physically adsorbed gas forms only one molecular thick layer. However, above a certain pressure, multi-molecular thick layer is also formed. It means adsorption may occur in the form of monolayer or in the form of any multilayer of the adsorbate molecules on the surface of adsorbent. Now let's compare the physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. The physical adsorption is caused by intermolecular van der Waals forces, while chemisorption is caused by chemical bond. Physical adsorption depends on nature of gas, as we have earlier discussed that easily liquefiable gases are adsorbed easily or adsorbed readily, while in case of chemisorption is much more specific than physical adsorption. Heat of adsorption is small, it means it's about 5 kilocalories per mole, while heat of chemisorption is large, that may range from 20 to 100 kilocalories per mole. Physical adsorption is a reversible process, while chemical adsorption is an irreversible process. In case of physical adsorption, it occurs rapidly at low temperature and it decreases with increasing temperature. While chemisorption की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो in case of chemical adsorption or chemisorption increases with the increase in temperature. And similarly, an increase of pressure increases the physical adsorption and decrease of pressure causes the desorption if the process is physical adsorption. On the other hand, there is no effect of pressure on chemisorption. In case of physical adsorption, multi-molecular layers of adsorbate can be formed on the surface of adsorbent, while in chemisorption, only unimolecular layer of the adsorbate is formed on the surface of adsorbent. Adsorption equilibria or adsorption equilibrium. In reversible adsorption, when an adsorbate starts to adsorb on the surface of an adsorbent, initially its rate of adsorption is greater and rate of desorption is slow. However, with the passage of time, rate of desorption also increases. When rate of adsorption becomes equal to rate of desorption, then that state of process is known as adsorption equilibrium, and this type of adsorption is also named as dynamic adsorption equilibrium. However, in case of irreversible process, the scenario is a little bit different, that when an adsorbate starts to adsorb on the surface of an adsorbent, initially its rate of adsorption is greater due to availability of greater adsorption sites. However, when the adsorbate is adsorbed up to saturation limit of adsorbent, then afterwards no change is observed in adsorbed amount with the passage of time. This state of process is also known as adsorption equilibrium, and this type of equilibrium is static equilibrium, where after equilibrium there is no movement of the molecules from the surface of the adsorbate or from the surface of the adsorbent. And now here are few terms which are related to the adsorption equilibrium state. First of all, here is equilibrium pressure, which is represented by PE. If the adsorbate is a gas, then the pressure of adsorbate gas at adsorption equilibrium state is known as equilibrium pressure. The second term is equilibrium concentration, and it's mostly represented by CE. If the adsorbate is any solute in a solution, then the concentration of the adsorbate solution at adsorption equilibrium state is known as equilibrium concentration. The next term is extent of adsorption. This is mostly represented by QE or X over M. It is the amount of adsorbate adsorbed per unit mass of adsorbent at adsorption equilibrium state is known as extent of adsorption. The next term is adsorption capacity, and it's mostly represented by Qm. The maximum amount of adsorbate adsorbed per unit mass of the adsorbent at adsorption equilibrium state is known as adsorption capacity of the adsorbent for that particular adsorbate under the given experimental conditions. An adsorbent has different adsorption capacity for different adsorbates, and if there is only one adsorbate, then the adsorption capacity may also vary depending upon the experimental conditions. If we change the experimental conditions, the adsorption capacity may also change. And now the adsorption isotherm. Adsorption isotherm is actually the relationship between extent of adsorption and equilibrium pressure or equilibrium concentration of adsorbate at constant temperature. The equilibrium pressure is taken when the adsorbate is a gas, and equilibrium concentration is considered if the adsorbate is a solute in a solution. Here is the graphical form that extent of adsorption is taken on y-axis, and the equilibrium pressure or equilibrium concentration is taken on x-axis. And the process is carried out at constant temperature, and after that the relationship between these two parameters is known as adsorption isotherm. Types of adsorption isotherms. There are various types of adsorption isotherms. A few of them are Langmuir adsorption isotherm, Freundlich adsorption isotherm, Temkin adsorption isotherm, DR adsorption isotherm, and Bett adsorption isotherm. Okay, we have to discuss only two adsorption isotherms because only the details of two isotherms is included in our syllabus. The first one is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. This Langmuir adsorption isotherm was introduced by Dr. Irving Langmuir in 1916, and he was also awarded Nobel Prize for this work. And according to this adsorption isotherm, adsorption can be physisorption or chemisorption, and from this adsorption isotherm one can estimate the adsorption capacity of adsorbent used. The Langmuir adsorption isotherm is based on few assumptions. Let's discuss about these assumptions. The first assumption is each adsorbent has specific number of adsorption sites for adsorption. Number two, all adsorption sites are equivalent, so heat of adsorption is constant and equivalent for all sites. Number three, adsorbate molecules attached on the adsorption sites only. Number four, only one molecule of adsorbate can adsorb at one adsorption site, and therefore monolayer of adsorbate can be formed. And this type of adsorption is also known as monolayer adsorption. And number five, adsorbate molecules have tendency to get adsorbed and desorbed from adsorption site. Number six, there is no interaction between molecules of adsorbate which have been adsorbed on the surface of adsorbent. And number seven, rate of adsorption is relatively high as compared to rate of desorption at initial stage. And number eight, the rate of adsorption becomes equal to rate of desorption at dynamic equilibrium. And number nine, rate of adsorption depends upon equilibrium pressure of gas or adsorbate and fraction of available sites, while the rate of desorption depends upon the fraction of adsorption sites occupied or covered with adsorbate. And now mathematical expression of Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Here is the mathematical expression of Langmuir adsorption isotherm, according to which 1 over QE is equal to 1 over CE into B into QM plus 1 over QM. QE और QM और QC के CE के बारे में हम पहले पढ़ चुके हैं कि ये कौन कौन सी टर्म्स हैं, तो इनको यहाँ पर दोबारा भी हम बता देते हैं कि QE जो है दिस इज क्वांटिटी ऑफ एडसॉर्बेट एडसॉर्ब पर यूनिट वेट ऑफ एडसॉर्बेंट at equilibrium condition of adsorption process. CE concentration of adsorbate है at equilibrium in solution after adsorption or at equilibrium condition. QM जो है this is maximum adsorption capacity, and B is Langmuir adsorption equilibrium constant. Graphical form of Langmuir adsorption isotherm. The Langmuir mathematical model is giving a straight line equation where 1 over QE is equivalent to Y, while 1 over CE is equivalent to X, and 1 over B into QM is equivalent to M, and 1 over QM is equivalent to C. So according to this mathematical expression, we can plot 1 over QE on y-axis and 1 over CE on x-axis, and the plot of these two variables should give a straight line if the data is following the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. The intercept gives the value of b, while the slope of this graph provides the value of qm. Here are few limitations of Langmuir adsorption isotherm. This isotherm holds only at low pressure, and the second limitation is that multi-layer adsorption is possible, but Langmuir adsorption isotherm does not explain it. Langmuir adsorption isotherm also ignores adsorbate-adsorbate interaction, while the adsorbate-adsorbate interaction can exist after the adsorption process. Similarly, Langmuir adsorption isotherm fails to account for the surface roughness of the adsorbent, because Langmuir adsorption isotherm assumes that the surface of the adsorbent is almost homogeneous and there is no roughness on the surface of the adsorbent. And saturation value of adsorption depends upon temperature, but Langmuir adsorption isotherm does not explain the effect of temperature on the process of adsorption. The second type of adsorption isotherm is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. This isotherm was introduced by Dr. Herbert Freundlich in 1909. This isotherm is an empirical expression that accounts for surface heterogeneity. The surface heterogeneity of adsorbent was ignored by Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Therefore, this Freundlich adsorption isotherm can also be considered an extension in the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Some specific assumptions which are considered in Freundlich adsorption isotherms can be stated as: it considers the surface roughness of the adsorbent material, and number two, it also considers the adsorbate-adsorbate interactions, because the adsorbate molecules, when once adsorbed on the surface of adsorbent, then they can also interact with each other, and their interaction may have a significant effect on the process of adsorption or on the adsorption capacity. And similarly, another assumption is it considers the inhomogeneity of the adsorption sites, which means that all the adsorption sites on the surface of adsorbent may not be homogeneous. There may be some adsorption sites which are not equivalent to each other. So the adsorption sites on the surface of adsorbent can be inhomogeneous. Here is the mathematical form of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, according to which x over m is equal to k into Pe raised to power 1 over n, where n is always greater than 1, or x over m is equal to k into Ce raised to power 1 over n, again n will be greater than 1. Pe हम उस वक्त रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं जब एडजॉर्बेट गैसियस फॉर्म में मौजूद हो, तो उस गैस के प्रेशर को हम कंसीडर करते हैं, तो इक्विलिब्रियम प्रेशर हम लेंगे वहाँ पर। और Ce ये उस वक्त लिया जाता है जब एडजॉर्बेट जो है वो किसी सोल्यूशन में सॉल्यूट की फॉर्म में हो, तो Ce उस सोल्यूशन की कंसंट्रेशन को रिप्रेजेंट करती है। तो इस इक्वेशन में बाकी जो पैरामीटर्स हैं, x is the mass of the gas adsorbed on mass m of the adsorbent. So it means m is the mass of the adsorbent on which an amount of gas x has been adsorbed. Pe is pressure at equilibrium condition, while Ce is equilibrium concentration of adsorbate in solution, while K and N are constants. And according to this mathematical relation, if we can plot x over m as a function of Ce RQE, then the graph is shown in this figure. The mathematical expression of Freundlich adsorption isotherm can also be converted into a straight line equation. According to this straight line equation expression, log of QE becomes equal to log of KF plus 1 over n into log of PE. This equation is used when the adsorbate is present in the form of a gas, and at equilibrium condition we consider the equilibrium pressure of that gas, and that is represented by PE. And if we have a adsorbate in the form of a solute in a solution, then the straight line equation of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm is represented by log of QE becomes equal to log of KF plus 1 over n into log of CE. अब ये जो दोनों इक्वेशंस हैं, इनमें ये जो पैरामीटर्स यूज हुए हैं, इनमें एक है QE. QE is representing the amount of adsorbate adsorbed per unit weight of adsorbent at equilibrium, and it's mostly represented in milligrams per gram. It means milligram of the adsorbate adsorbed on per gram of the adsorbent. PE is equilibrium pressure of adsorbate in solution after the equilibrium has been established. CE, equilibrium concentration of adsorbent in solution after adsorption equilibrium has been attained, and this is mostly represented in milligram per liter or in ppm. Kf is a Freundlich constant, and it indicates the adsorption capacity, while n is an empirical constant in this relationship. The constants which have been used in Freundlich adsorption isotherm provide some useful information. For example, Kf is approximately indicates adsorption capacity, and 1 over n is a function of the strength of adsorption. If n is equal to 1, the boundary between the two phases is independent of the concentration. And if 1 over n is below 1, it means जब हम n को 1 पे डिवाइड करते हैं तो आंसर उसका अगर 1 से कम आता है, then it indicates a normal adsorption process. And if while the n varies with the heterogeneity of the adsorbent, and its value may be in the range of 1 to 10 when the process of adsorption is favorable. And if 1 over n is equal to 0, then x over m will be equal to constant, and it shows the adsorption is independent of pressure. It means जब 1 over n की वैल्यू 0 के बराबर होगी तो उस वक्त प्रोसेस ऑफ एडजॉर्प्शन जो है वो प्रेशर पे डिपेंड नहीं करेगा, अगर गैसीय वो कोई गैस जो है वो एडजॉर्बेट के तौर पे यूज़ की जा रही है. एंड सिमिलरली अगर कोई सॉल्यूट सोल्यूशन में है तो फिर सोल्यूशन की कंसंट्रेशन उस वक्त एडजॉर्प्शन पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं करेगी. On the other hand, if 1 over n is equal to 1, and at that condition x over m will be equal to k into p, so x over m is proportional to p. Under this condition, adsorption varies directly with pressure. It means by increasing the pressure, adsorption will increase, or the rate of adsorption will increase. And similarly, if we have a solute as an adsorbate in the form of a solution, then the concentration of the solution will also affect the adsorption directly. And now the graphical expression of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Let's consider this equation of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, which represents a straight line equation, that is log of QE is equal to log of KF plus 1 over n into log of CE. This is a straight line equation. In this equation, log of QE is equivalent to y of the straight line equation, while 1 over n is equivalent to m of the straight line equation. log of CE is equivalent to x of the straight line equation, while log of KF is equivalent to C of the straight line equation, where the straight line equation is y is equal to mx plus c. So according to this equation, we can plot log of QE on x-axis and log of CE on y-axis. And a straight line equation is obtained if the data is following the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Here are some limitations of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Freundlich equation is purely empirical and it has no theoretical basis. A mathematical expression which is designed without any theoretical basis is known as an empirical relationship. So this is an empirical relationship and it has no theoretical basis. The second limitation of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm is the equation is valid only up to a certain pressure and invalid at higher pressures. The constants K and N varies with temperature. So at different temperatures we have different values of K and different values of N. This is also a limitation of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. And another limitation of the Freundlich adsorption isotherm is that this isotherm fails at high concentration of adsorbate. Here is an assignment for the students. Students have to draw Langmuir and Freundlich adsorption isotherm from the following data and find the relevant parameters, and these parameters will be N in case of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, and in case of Langmuir adsorption isotherm the unknown parameters can also be calculated. So that is the end of this lecture.